It's Pete from Chief Homesteading, and today I wanted to show you my new MTD Turf Power Plus rear tine tiller. Well, it's not new, it's used, it's new to me. If you remember last year I had an MTD tiller I put a Honda motor on, and I put too much power through that thing, and I broke the chain the first time. I fixed it, and then I broke the chain the second time, and I just could not bring myself to fix it again. So I packed it up and I gave it to my brother-in-law because he has another one like it. He can use it for parts. And then I did a little bit of trading stuff I didn't need for some other stuff. And then next thing you know, I ended up with an MTD rear tine tiller. The problem with it was the exhaust valve was stuck on the original 5-horse Briggs motor. And I was looking around. Motors are relatively expensive, you know. So I looked in my shed and I had a 5.5 Tecumseh motor that was sitting there for years. I ordered up a carburetor, put it on, it fired up, it ran. I installed it, and absolutely everything fit. The bolts, the brackets, everything worked on it. So I was really happy with that because, you know, when you start going into making things fit, it just turns into a nightmare. Everything fits, everything runs. I'm gonna go use it in the garden today, so we'll just take it in the garden and you can kind of see how it works. So this is what it is. It's a MTD Turf Power counter-rotating rear tine tiller. The tines have some wear on them for sure, but otherwise, except fading, it looks pretty good. So the motor that was on it was a Briggs 5-horse, which I prefer, but trying to track one down and having this in the shed, I mean, really, these motors are pretty good too. So I got the carb, she just fired right up, so I'm super happy with that. And the biggest thing is that I didn't have to modify a thing to make this thing fit. That is quite a relief because, man, when you start trying to make things fit, it's really tough. She will fire up, and we're gonna take it in the garden and do a little rototilling. Okay, so I'm always running late. So like we just disced up the garden. We're gonna get the tiller out there, gonna till it up. And then I don't know if I'm gonna plant my potatoes today, but I really need to get my potatoes planted pretty quick. Next weekend is the May long weekend. And you know, normally you plant it a little bit before. In my mind, there is actually some advantages to planting your potatoes at the May long weekend because it seems like you have less and less potato bugs. Because the flying potato bugs go to the people that planted them early. But nevertheless, I like to plant them at least a week before because there's so much to do on that weekend, trying to plant, trying to get all that stuff ready. So we're going to start rototilling the garden and I'll bring you along. So there you go, the garden is rototilled, at least the part I needed. It's looking good. I wanted to show you my new rototiller, my new used rototiller anyways. And I think it's gonna work out really well. It survived 2 tanks of fuel with a new engine, so I think that's gonna be good. It seems, the only thing it does is seems to build up a lot in the middle. I'm wondering if it's just maybe it's just wet enough and it just will tend to clump up there. But otherwise it runs really good. There you go, the garden is tilled up, manure's in there and everything, so I probably will run through the garden one more time before I plant the potatoes, but otherwise that is done. So I'm hoping this week I can get the potatoes in. Next weekend's the long weekend, and we'll get the garden in, and then we should be rolling.